Hello, hello. It has been a while. How are you today? I'm super excited being here with you today. A few weeks you have not seen me. I have not seen you. There has been a lot happening, and I should say that I have been learning as usual and learning and relearning. My name is Jace Loy Chompewe, better known as the Dare to Glow Coach. And most people love to call me their career coach. And some people like to prefer to me as their career development coach. But yeah, those are all my titles too. But yes, getting into our topic for today, over the years, personally, I have been caught in the basket. I want to call it a basket of situations where I want to control everything. And I want to be honest with you, I used to get burned out. I used to get burned out and become so stressed. So when I learned the trick on how to deal with this, I have to bring it out here and share it. So our topic for today is going to be why is it important to learn how to deal with things we can't control? And the first thing I am going to talk about is life can be unpredictable. The moment we learn that life can be unpredictable, then it becomes easier for you and me to learn that there are lots of things that are out of our control. For example, waking up in the morning and you are feeling sick and you can't go to work. For example, you are driving to work and maybe someone hits you, you know. Maybe you are walking, you slip and fall, and you can't make it to work. So a lot of things can happen. So whether it's other people's actions and random events that occasionally happen, these things will always throw us into a curveball. Learning to deal with them is the most important thing because when we learn to deal and be in control of ourselves with things we don't have control of, then our well-being, our mental well-being is going to be in check. Now, I have some few pointers in my small tiny notebook here on the things that can help you the moment you learn that you can't be in control of things, what can happen to you. But then, how to deal with things you can't control. How do you deal with them? The first thing that I wrote down was letting go is the cornerstone of change. The moment you learn that change is inevitable, it is part of us. And I remember growing up, I used to be told, change or change will change you. And this has applied in all areas of my life, and I have seen it happen a lot. Every time I change a job and I don't want to accept the change will change me. When I had my baby, my first son, last year, 2023, change happened. And I was resisting it at some point, but change dealt with me. Because here I was a new mom, but I still wanted to do things that I was doing before becoming a mom. So you see what I'm saying? So the moment I started learning and accepting change, the moment I stopped wanting to be in control of everything, things started becoming much more easier for me. That is number one. Number two, you fall in love with people who they truly are. You fall in love with people for who they truly are. Instead of wanting people to be who you want them to be, because sometimes we fall into the trap of wanting to control other people. wanting to control what people do for you. And I love to give this example that every day we have different perceptions in every situation we are with other people. And I love to give the example of you are driving in a car. And let me give an example of myself. I am driving and on a long trip with my best friend. And guess what happens? My best friend is hungry and she wants to use the washroom. I am driving, and before I notice, I need fuel. The fuel is ticking. It is on a low, and I need to get fuel as soon as possible. And a person like me, every time my fuel goes low, I get anxious. I don't know about you, but I get anxious. So here I am driving, and I keep telling my best friend, please help me look out for a petrol station. She's also telling me, please help me look out for a restaurant so that I can get something to eat and I can use the washroom. So what happens in this situation? You may go out of control in you wanting to control the situation of what is happening. Because you may find yourself telling her, I may find myself telling her, why are you telling me to look for a washroom and a restaurant when you know very well we are looking for fuel? So I find myself that I want to control that situation, forgetting that this best friend of mine is also hungry and wants to use the bathroom and also needs these things as much as I need the fuel. So if I stop controlling the situation and wanting it just to be my way and look at it in a way that, you know what, let's find a solution together, it becomes easier. So that's why I said you fall in love with people for who they really are without judging them and thinking that maybe they are thinking about themselves alone. Maybe they are being selfish. There's a lot you learn from that situation. While you're learning, maybe even that person is learning from you. So the other thing that I'll be sharing, number 3, is you get to enjoy peace within you. Number 4, you free your mind from needless worry and start living in the moment. And to be honest with you, over the years, I used to worry about things I had no control over. But I remember vividly the day I stopped worrying about things I cannot control in 2019 coming to 2020. Actually, it was already 2020. So in UAE, as a teacher, we teach in academics. Like we start the new academic year, which normally starts in August and ends at it starts in December. So here I am working at a school and COVID hits. COVID hit. So COVID happened in 2019. And by the end of that teaching academic year, coming into 2020, by June, I had been told by my school that you either accept 50% of your pay or we let you go. You know what? I sat down with myself, even before going to my mentor, and asked myself, am I going to get less work with this pay? Am I going to just stay here and work with the same workload and half pay? So I had to choose. Now, in this situation, I had to choose me. And the first thing I had to get rid of was worry. So I went bravely and asked the human resource, the HR, please, I would want to tell me, does my contract change in regards to what I will be doing? Am I going to be getting less work or I'm going to still be getting the same work. I'm still going to be teaching the same classes, you know, and still earning the same money that you're giving me, which is half of my pay. And point blank, the HR tells me, you are still doing the same work. It's still your contract running. It's just half pay because COVID has happened. I hope you understand. And I said, no, I don't understand. And honestly, that was my first time to feel like, you know what? What am I worried about? If all goes into me not getting another job, I'll go back home. My mom didn't chase me from home. Anyway, so I decided not to accept. I didn't accept the offer. The offer was already there, but I didn't accept it. Anyway, so I decided not to worry about the situation and I left. I let go. And those were tough times. People were losing jobs, and there I was saying, I'm not working for half pay. Anyway, what am I trying to drive to? I'm trying to drive to, if you reach a point where you don't have to worry about things you have no control over, because in that situation, I had no control over COVID. The only thing maybe I had control over was me accepting that pay for the same work I was doing, half pay for the same work I was doing. You get? So yeah. The moment, I'm telling you, the moment you learn to let go and let God be the center of everything you do, you will thank me. You will be like, where is Joyce Floyd? I need to thank her for telling me that I need to get out of wanting to control everything. I'm telling you, the moment you cast your worries unto the Lord, things will be smooth for you. The other thing is worry, stress, reduce stress, anxiety. I love my little book. You get more of what you want by doing less. Every time you realize that, you know what, I'm doing too much for less, like I explained, I was going to do the same work and I'm being paid half. And I decided I don't deserve that, because you should also know what you deserve and what you don't. And I've realized the moment you get to know your value, then you have no fear for anything that comes. So you start focusing on what matters mostly. Because sometimes when we dwell on things we don't have control over, we are distracted. We find ourselves all over the place. The other thing is increased resilience. Life is full of upside downs. If you want a perfect life, then my friend, you are in a different world. This earth, there is no perfect. And there is a video I did on what inspires you. Do you inspire you? Because we find ourselves in a bubble of, you know what, this person inspires me, but they have challenges just like you have challenges. We always think when people are on social media, their life is perfect. We forget that every day is a learning curve. Learning to cope with uncontrollable equips you to handle challenges more effectively, because challenges will never stop. Challenges will always be part of life. That is a reminder. And then the last thing that I want to share is it maintains positive outcome. Why is it important to learn how to deal with things we can't control? You learn to maintain a positive outcome. When things become tough, you learn to accept what is on the outside. Because at the end of the day, when you learn that It has happened. It has happened. What can I do about it? Let me learn from the situation. I can do better next time. It becomes easier for you to maintain a positive outlook in everything. And the moment you have a positive outlook on everything, then you are going to cultivate a more optimistic perspective in everything you do, because now you're going to do everything out of positive vibes rather than, you know what, it is impossible, thinking and believing that everything is impossible. So those are my points for now, and I will be grateful if you can share one or two, or something that I've forgotten to share, or something that you actually use yourself. But before I finish this video, I want to let you know that it's not about becoming passive or emotionless. It is about acknowledging our limitations and putting our energy into what we can influence. Trying to focus on what matters and trying as much as possible to let things be the way they are. Because the moment we learn that, then it becomes easier for us to live in the present moment. I remain the Dare to Blow coach, and I am double daring you to thrive and not to just survive, to learn how to deal with things you can't control so that you enjoy the present moment of your life. Much love from the Dare to Blow coach. Be safe and stay blessed.